not think that any reasonable juror could find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The Attorney General's office has failed to marshal sufficient evidence to find him guilty.
Defense counsel Tom Fisher moves to dismiss the murder charges along with the special allegations attached from his client Joshua Palacios. The government is prosecuting Palacios for the July 28, 2019 fatal shooting of Keith Castro. Leading the case to trial, Assistant Attorney General Rochelle Canto opposed the dismissal.
In response, Your Honor, in the light most favorable to the people, we believe that there has been sufficient evidence presented at trial that a reasonable juror could find the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and we ask the court to deny defense's motion for judgment of acquittal.
The court ultimately sided with the government and the motion was denied. The defense has been instructed to prepare to move forward, as after 10 days of government witness testimonies, AAG Canto has rested. The final witnesses the prosecution called forward were law enforcement personnel who had a part in the investigation and arrest of the defendant. GPD Criminal Investigation Division Detective Peter Leon Guerrero testified that once Palacios was apprehended on August 2, 2019 in Barragata, he interviewed him at GPD. Leon Guerrero testified that Palacios said he went to his mother's residence in the afternoon hours of July 28, 2019 to pick up his black Honda Civic, which he dropped to his cousin's house in Dededo.
He couldn't recall what he had done or where he had gone after dropping the Honda Civic to his cousin's residence. Mr. Palacios then stated that July 20, 2019 marked the 5th day he stayed awake and hasn't slept due to him excessively smoking ice. That when he smokes ice, he'll continue to smoke for about 4 to 5 days before he passes out. That his excessive drug use has caused him to have short-term memory or memory loss, which has been something he's been dealing with for years.
Further, Leon Guerrero testified that Palacios told him the last time he smoked ice was on August 1, 2019, which caused him to pass out, and he awoke the next day to police knocking at the door. It was also learned during Leon Guerrero's testimony that Palacios and the co-character in the case, Thomas Taitano, are friends and met while incarcerated at the Department of Corrections. As we reported, Taitano was at large for days after the shooting. He self-surrendered on August 2, 2019, and escorted GPD to locating Palacios. He has since pled guilty to aggravated assault charges for beating Castro with a metal baton the night of the shooting. Leon Guerrero testified that Palacios stated he had never held and does not carry a firearm.
Did you question him about whether or not he knows Keith Castro?
Yes, I did.
And what was his response?
I believe it was something to the effect of, I don't know him, honestly, I don't know him.
Did he ever deny to you that he was at Gigo the night of the shooting?
No, he did not.
Sir, did you believe that Joshua Palacios was telling you the truth about whether he knew Keith Castro?
No, I did not.
What did you learn in the investigation that caused you to believe he lied to you?
That 2 or 3 days prior to the shooting, Mr. Castro was pulled over along Route 3 in Dededo for a traffic violation, and that Mr. Palacios was the passenger of Mr. Castro at the time.
Leon Guerrero testified that after the interview, he arrested Palacios. Trial resumes on Monday, February 1st at 9:30 a.m., with the defense calling up their first witnesses. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.